In this video, I am going to teach you how to merge datasets. Let's start by importing our packages, the reader package for importing data, and the dplyr package for data manipulation. Over here, we are going to import the datasets that we've used in class: flights, airports, weather, and planes. All right. So the first task now is to merge the flights and planes datasets together. Let's take a quick look at them. The flights dataset, which is the bigger one, has 336,000 rows, and 776, and 14 columns. It's important to remember that, 14 columns. Now the planes dataset has way less rows, okay? So 3,322 and then 9 columns. All right. Now in the flights dataset, we have a column called tail num, which is the ID of the aircrafts used for each of these flights. So remember, the flights dataset contains data on flights that departed from the New York City area. And these again are the IDs of the aircrafts that were used in these flights. The planes dataset is a dataset on the aircrafts themselves, meaning that basically we have more information about them. How many engines, how many seats, the manufacturer, and then we have the tail num column here again. The most important thing here is not that the columns have the same name, tail num and tail num. The most important thing is that they have the same content, because this is the only way you can merge data sets, when at least one column from each data has similar content, and this content can be used for merging the data sets together. You cannot merge data that is completely unrelated, because it wouldn't make sense, right? In this case, it makes sense to merge the data sets with this tail num column. So how do we go about it? We can use the left join function. There are many others, but let's use the left join function. And then we need to write the names of the two data sets that we wish to merge. If you use left join, you can use flights, which is the bigger one. So put the bigger one on the left. That's what you usually want to do. And on the right, we can put the planes data set. Okay, so flights and planes are going to be merged, and we need to specify by tail num, which is the name of the column that we're going to use to do the merging. So once again, remember that flights has 14 columns and planes has 9 columns, and we're going to use the the tail num column to merge them. So when we run this line of code, we obtain a data set that now has 22 columns. So you see, it is larger than both. It is larger than planes and flights because it contains data from both. Okay, so this is a merged data set. All right, so that's step number one. But what if we want to keep merging? We want to make it even bigger. So after merging flights and planes by tail num, we also want to add the airports data to it. We want to merge with the airports data. Okay, so for this, now what we want is to merge by airports, because in the original data, which was in flights, we have, let's say we have origin and then we have destination. All these are airport information, okay? And in the airports data, which we were trying to add to this, the column is called FAA. So you see, in one data set, it's either destination or origin, and the other data set is FAA. So we are in a situation in which the names of the columns are not the same, okay? But the content are the same. These airport codes are the same, okay? So if the content is the same, then we can definitely merge them. Okay, so we just merged this. We need to save it in a variable. We need to store it somewhere. You know what? Let's just call it flights2. Okay, let's call it flights2, and that's our merge data set. So what we're going to do now is we want to merge flights2. So left join again, left join flights2. We want to merge it with airports this time around, but again, we can't really write by and the name of a column, because the names are not the same. So this time around, because the names are not the same, this is how we're going to go about it. By C, this is a lowercase c. Okay, C means combined actually. Okay, so you have to write the name of the column in the first one, and then the name of the column in the second one. So in the first one, flights to, let's use origin. Okay, so you can use origin like this. Okay, and equals. Okay, equals. So basically, we're going to say that they are equivalent. And in the second data set, airports, the name is FAA. So equals FAA. All right, let's run it. Oh, flights 2 not found, because when I wrote this, I did not execute. So now flights 2 exists. Oh, my bad. I think it's a spelling problem. I didn't spell flights 2 correctly. Okay, now it's okay. All right. Okay, so you see, now we have even more columns. We used to have 22, but the columns from airports were added, and now we have 29 columns. So all the data sets have now been merged by the columns that we specified here. Okay, and of course, you may want to, if this is the final, I'm just calling it flights extended. Okay, and this is now my new data sets, and I can use it for my analysis. Okay, all right, flights extended, and number of rows, number of columns.